You are watching On Demand. Please do not try to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
Today on your Loose Women Live, it's Kay Adams, Nadia Sawalha, Frankie Bridge, and Linda Robson.
Welcome to your Friday Loose Women Live. Coming up, would you feel comfortable asking your partner to have a vasectomy for Christmas? Ooh, that went right in, didn't it? It's the controversial gift that some women are considering adding to their list. We'll be debating that in just a minute. Also, 20 years after the show that changed his life forever, Gareth Gates is going to be right here, paying tribute to his close friend and former Pop Idol star, Darius Campbell-Dinesh. And...
Josh, did you get it right?
It's not my night.
No, Josh, you got it wrong!
Just not my night tonight.
We are reuniting comedian Josh Widdicombe with our Frankie, who was very triumphalist there, I have to say.
You got it wrong!
We had a very interesting attempt at the wheel. Josh is going to be here live, and as always, let us know what you think on our social media pages. First, though, Nadia, we have to talk about yesterday when, you know, you had your diagnosis on air of ADHD. I think the response has been overwhelming, hasn't it?
Oh, my goodness, so many. I mean, just even as I was walking through the building, people coming up saying, God, that really chimed with me, or that makes me really think about my child and what's going on for them. So, no, it's been amazing. And, I mean, this is just the beginning of it. You know, it's only 3-4 weeks ago now I had my diagnosis, so I think we're going to sort of talk more about it through the year. But, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of unleashed something to a certain extent, and lots of people watching clearly were thinking, is that me? Is that not me? There is a sort of formal diagnosis process.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, I did a pre-assessment to see if it was likely, and then the assessment's an hour and a half, 2 hours of questions. But the best thing is first, of course, just go to your GP. And if your GP is not sympathetic, ask to see somebody else, because not all GPs are sympathetic to it.
And is there medication? I don't think we got into medication when we were talking yesterday. Is there medication involved?
Yes, yes. I'm taking the medication now. So...
Okay, all right.
Haven't you noticed?
Well, I had
breakfast with her this morning. And, well, no, actually, we've talked about it. And, you know, it's something that you do have to...
It feels a bit like I've put glasses on. That's what it feels like.
Right, OK.
So everything's gone more in focus.
Yeah. But it's been a positive experience, thus far.
It really has so far. But it is you know, it's not just the medication. There's other things that I'm going to look into as well. But so far, it is life-changing for me. Absolutely, yeah.
Good. And I look forward to you driving me somewhere.
So you've tried over the years, haven't you?
I've tried to teach her to drive.
That's brave.
As ever, though, if you're worried, do speak to your GP, and there are also lots of helplines on our website. And so here's the big question. Would you ask your partner to have a vasectomy this Christmas? TV presenter Myleene Klass revealed that her partner Simon has undergone the procedure after saying that her body had just been through enough. It was his turn. Now, Frankie, we're going to have to ask you because our eggs are all shriveled, so not really relevant anymore.
Cut to Frankie's eggs.
Let's talk about mine.
Would you be comfortable asking Wayne that?
I actually don't think I would. Obviously, we have spoken about it a bit, but we've got quite an age gap, and I had my kids quite young. So although we don't want any more, I don't really want the option taken away from me. And I just don't feel like it's fair to ask him to take that option away from him, because you don't ever know what's going to happen.
No.
But also, like, you know, I take the pill. I don't feel under pressure to take the pill because I take the pill for other reasons. I've got PCOS, so it helps with my symptoms for that. So maybe it's not the same for me because I don't feel like I'm taking it just as a contraception.
Yeah.
But I do also think it's crossed his mind because his friends are starting to have them, and I would have issue if he went and had it done and didn't talk to me about it.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's a conversation to have as a couple, but would I force him no, because if he tried to force me to have a hysterectomy, I'd have something to say about that for sure. So.
Well, yeah, because we always say it's our body, and
Yeah.
you know, so therefore that we should be able to control what we do with our body. So I guess it's the same for a guy. I mean, Nadia, you've asked the question of that, haven't you?
I would.
You would what?
If I still had eggs.
If
If I still had eggs, I would demand that he had a vasectomy.
Really?
Would you?
My contraceptive life has been a nightmare. Diaphragms popping across the room.
Oh!
Contraceptive sponges that I lost.
Now, there's a mental image that the audience is never going to get out of their head all weekend.
A sponge is a thing.
Coils, long pieces of copper put up in and into my cervix.
All right.
Without an anaesthetic. 2 children on the floor. I delivered them on the kitchen floor.
That's because the doctor didn't like you.
With no painkiller. And I'm just asking you to do... But with tiny little scissors, just a little...
Tiny little scissors.
Tiny. And you're going to say no. I have actually texted him and I
Oh,
heard
right,
a little
good.
beep. Because I think he would. I think he would understand that because he's seen me go through all the anguish that I've gone through with them. Oh. Oh,
He
my
changed his
God!
mind now.
No.
Is this
I said, if
your
I
text?
asked you to have a vasectomy, would you have said no? Because I would never ask you to have a hysterectomy. How come I'm suddenly in trouble? He said, I would never ask you to get sterilised. Oh, it's just started a row now.
Oh, it started.
Yeah, it started a row. Gonna have a row straight after. So I'm really shocked and upset that he wouldn't have a
Really?
Really?
I mean, I have to say,
Yeah.
I'm with Frankie. I would not ask a man to do that. Apart from anything else, I think it's such an intimate thing. I would rather take responsibility, and I always did take responsibility for my contraception. But then I didn't have any problems with it. I mean, you had a tough time. I mean, I was on the pill for 18 years and I just did it, and I didn't have any problems.
Right, every single one.
But I also
baby.
wouldn't want the responsibility. If you kind of insisted that a guy had a vasectomy and then the relationship did split up, or you died or something or whatever, and then, I know, I always go to the worst place, don't I? Then I think that's too
If a man
much.
said to me, if you've got all your kids, and a man said, well, I don't want to not have that option. We all lose our option at 50.
But that's
nature.
But that's nature.
But they're leaving all options that if you got divorced, they could go off and have more children. I would not feel happy with a man that was saying to me, I want the options when you're in a committed marriage with children and saying, well, just in case, I might want to go off and have some with
I'm a
somebody
bit like
else.
Kay. I feel like I want to take responsibility for my own body and do whatever I want to do with my body, and I don't think I'd ever ask anyone. Although my sister's husband did have a vasectomy because they'd had 4 children, all under like 10 years of age, and he just decided it was his turn to try and help out.
Good man.
And he did, and it is
What a good man.
reversible, and it is quite
What
a
a good
small
man.
operation as well, isn't it? He was
I
a
feel
good
like this
man.
has got very passive.
I'm so angry with Mark. I can't tell you. I'm going to have a row the second this show is over.
Yeah, you know, but what the flip side of it would have been, and you mentioned this, Frankie, didn't you, if your partner decided to go off and have a vasectomy because it was their body and they were taking responsibility and you were still in your reproductive years and you said, well,
Yes.
I didn't want you to do that. Do
Yes,
they
you
have
don't
control over or
complicate that
not?
now, 'cause that
okay,
doesn't sound
sorry.
fair either.
Okay.
And I just want to be
Just
angry.
backing up, yeah.
Loads of people getting in touch. Karen says, no, a man should only get a vasectomy if that is what he chooses. No woman has the right to ask their man to remove his choice to have a child
I mean, I
in the
wouldn't
future.
demand it. I'd emotionally blackmail him until he did it.
That's okay then.
That's fine. I completely agree with Nadia on this one then. Emotional blackmail wins every time. Still, lots more to come this lunchtime. Gareth Gates is here for an exclusive interview. We're debating whether you would colour coordinate your kids to your house. Do people do this?
Yes.
Really?
Have you been on Instagram?
We're also sharing our I'm a Celebrity final predictions coming up this weekend. And David Hockney, the artist, turned up to meet the king in his Crocs. That is cool. We're revealing which one of us is embracing a Croc comeback and who's banned them from their colour-coordinated house forever. See you soon. Still to come, speaking for the first time after the death of his friend, former Pop Idol star Darius Campbell-Dinesh, Gareth Gates is going to be here. And he usually shares his very honest parenting stories on his podcast with Rob Beckett, but today he's sharing them with us. Comedian Josh Widdicombe joins us later on. Nadia, you better get your scissors out again. We just got a little text in here from Elaine. She's about vasectomy. She says, I didn't ask. I told him straight, get a vasectomy or I'll carry out the op myself. We'll get those scissors off to Elaine. There you go, Elaine. They're in the post. So, of course, I'm a Celebrity. This Sunday night is the big final. Linda, who do you think is going to win?
Well, I predict that Jill will win. I think
Jill?
she's been absolutely amazing, hasn't she? She really, really has. I also like Mike Tyndale because he's done everything as well. He's like a real man.
He's a solid bloke, isn't he?
He's a
Mike
good man.
Tyndall. Yeah. I'd like Jill to win. What do you think, Frankie?
I reckon Jill.
Do you think?
Yeah, I'm just rooting for the woman. Like, she's left to the end with all the lads like I was, and I just think she's really standing her ground, you know?
She's done everything she's been asked to do as well,
yeah.
hasn't she?
What
really
a year
has.
for her if she does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's true. Wouldn't it top
Yeah.
up top off a fantastic year for her? That would be perfect, yeah. What about you, Nat?
Well, first of all, just
You're Matt Hancock all the way, aren't you?
right from the first minute I saw Jill, I thought she's going to win. I said it to Mark.
Really?
But I just wanted to say quickly about Boy George. When the genesis of the idea was first thought of Celebrity Jungle, you would have written down what Boy George was. You know, ex-pop star diva, yoga, all of that. I think a lot of people just took umbrage with him, but that's what we want. That's a celebrity in the jungle.
I loved
demanding
him.
strange things and breathing weirdly.
Yeah.
I thought it was...
I loved him.
That is the
Yeah.
idea of celebrity in the jungle. No, you don't want somebody who's just being nice and just being...
I think that's what it kind of becomes now, though, isn't it? It's just all the nice ones.
He was great, a bit of a diva.
Yeah, I have to say I do like Owen as well. Though.
Oh, he's lovely.
I mean, is it?
Baba is who I wanted to win.
Yeah, no,
I
I love Baba too, but Owen's
loved
just
him.
got
Yeah, but then
such a
Owen
sweetheart.
thinks that fingers are arms.
I love
No, but
that.
I love that about him.
I actually found myself on the couch going, oh, yeah, you're
And
right.
I was like, oh, he's so hungry. He's
They're all hungry, Nadia.
No, but he's extra
really
hungry because of his
hungry.
Oh, is
muscle.
he
really
extra
is.
hungry?
Yeah, he
He's
is.
very hungry.
Who were you left in with at the end then?
Oh, I can't remember. Who was I left in with?
They're all very close. They'll be friends for life.
Simon and Danny. I was left in with Simon and Danny.
All right, OK.
Yeah, so Simon loved to fart a lot, so I had to put up with that. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's like I feel like the women always seem to go out really quickly, and then it always seems to end up, you know, like quite man heavy. So it's quite a big thing, I think,
Wouldn't
to
it
be
be
like
great
the
if
last
they
woman
did it?
standing.
Wouldn't it be great
I
if they
didn't
did all
win, so
women
I'm
one?
taking that. Okay.
I hope I'm not revealing anything, but did you not have a secret crush on Richard Medley?
Can't believe you just said that.
You said that in a meeting this
I don't
morning.
want to see him naked.
Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah. I just like the way he tells the story.
Right.
And I'd quite like a hug from him.
Oh.
You've made it so weird now, I can't believe you. I'm never talking to you again.
OK, it's competition time now. Change the subject, change the subject. We have a festive prize that will see you win Christmas, eh? I think that deserved a woo. Got Guanas, all the details.
Ho, ho, ho! Father Gokmas here, and I've got a prize that's going to make you very, very merry. We are giving one lucky winner £50,000 in tax-free cash, and it's going straight into your bank account before the big day. Well, there's no need to spend a penny of that on your presents because Father Gokmas has it sorted. All of this. Check it out! And my little helpers have picked this season's best prezzies to go under your tree. We have £20,000 worth of gifts, like an iPhone 14 and MacBook Pro, a Nintendo Switch, GHD straighteners, designer watches, an LG 55-inch TV, and a PlayStation 5 to play over Christmas. And what's Christmas without a Christmas dinner and a show-stopping tree? Well, we've got that covered too. So that's £50,000 in tax-free cash. All of these gifts, and the best thing is, it's going to be delivered to you before the big day. Cheers and good luck! For another chance to win, text WIN to 86060. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 786060. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY46, PO Box 7558, Derby DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close on Friday the 2nd of December at 3 p.m. and entrance must be contactable on the 9th of December and for 2 working days after. Good luck.
Now, here's something that got us talking today. This is artist David Hockney, who made the headlines after he attended a lunch at Buckingham Palace yesterday wearing bright yellow Crocs. Look at them. You can see those from the moon. King Charles even commented on them, telling they were beautifully chosen. There you go. So, Linda, would you...
I'm on his side.
Oh, really?
It's all about comfort, isn't it? It
Well,
really,
for
really
you
is.
it is,
Especially when you
yeah.
get to his age as well. You just want to be comfortable. And they've got to be comfortable because all the nursing staff always wear Crocs, don't they? I love a pair of Crocs and I love a pair of flip-flops. And when I went to the palace, I bought flip-flops with me.
Did you?
I wore high-heel shoes to walk up the Mall. And by the time I got to the palace gates, I had big blisters on my feet. So I took
Should
them
have
off.
done it the other way round. All the flip-flops and then put the nice shoes on when you got to the
I wanted to
train.
make an entrance in nice shoes and then put me comfortable ones on when I got there.
I remember what my first year back on Loose Women, we went to something like the NTAs or the Pride of Britain, I can't remember, and I was just kind of getting to know you. And you said, oh, Mark's coming. I said, oh, is he coming in? She went, no, he's coming round the side, round the back of all the photographers with your comfy shoes.
With a plastic bag of comfortable shoes
And he did, he
in.
just came along with a plastic
I know, and it wasn't a supermarket plastic bag. I think it was Morrison's
You were
or something.
there,
It was
yeah.
like
So
really
funny.
classic.
I love
So,
that.
Frankie, you fond of a pair
Oh
of
my God.
Crocs?
You
That's
doesn't
like
put new
putting a
shoes
bowl
on the
of ketchup
table. That's
in
I
not
don't think they're
happy.
new.
I don't
I think
think
they
they're
make them.
Look
Yeah.
at them, right? I hate them. I've got such a strong opinion on them. There's a reason that nurses and chefs wear them, because they're practical and they're good in those situations. In life, why do you need to wear them? I just
they're
don't get
comfortable.
it. They're disgusting, and I actually don't think they are comfortable. And my kids
they
have wanted
are.
a
They're
pair.
nice with kids.
Oh,
Kids
they
are cute
are.
with kids.
No,
don't
have
you
you
think?
tried
them
my kids?
on?
No, my kids have wanted them for years, and my son went round his friend's house the other day, and he saw a pair on the side, and he said to my friend's mum, "I really wanted a pair of these for Christmas, but my mummy said I'm not allowed them because they're ugly." And I was like, "Oh, well, we might get a pair for Christmas. I don't know, but I just think if I get them a pair just for the garden or something, they'll want to be the ones. You know what it's like if you've got kids.
Yeah.
They're going to be the shoes they wear every blooming day."
But the world wouldn't stop turning if they wore
Mine
them.
would. I mean, I understand,
Mark
him
says
wearing
they
them.
look like pita breads, and they do a bit, don't they?
just-
But my dad is so cute, because my dad's a bit like Hockney, you know, he wears great coloured hats and scarves and Crocs, but he cuts the front off.
Oh, God.
To make them look even better.
Yeah, I said, Dad, why
Why don't you just buy the right size?
No, it's not because of that. He says, your feet must breathe all the time. I went,
But
no,
they've got
they're
holes in
Crocs.
them.
They've got holes in them. My
They're
poor
lovely.
mum, she gets so embarrassed.
Look, I understand if you like, you can't call them lovely.
They are lovely. They're
Oh,
lovely and comfortable, and
kids.
that's the main thing.
Lovely
My
and
grandchildren love
comfortable.
them.
Yeah, and on the beach. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
apparently we did a poll on this. Are Crocs back in fashion? 70% of you said no.
See, even
Only
Justin Bieber
30%.
can't bring them back.
No. You just must be one of those really particular people. What was that thing that you were talking about, the beige thing?
Oh, yeah, well, I know the people that do this, but they did a big article in one of the supplements last week about these parents that want everything in neutrals. So, like,
That'll be her.
beige and caramel. You know those
calling me
really...
beige?
No, but you know those really, like, classy houses, you know, where everything's like...
Oh, I'm not classy
you
enough
walk
for that.
through like
True.
that, and everything's sort of just tones. But the bedrooms are like that too.
I would
But
love to
for
be
the
one of those
kids-
women.
No, but for the kids. So the kids all wear beige and caramels and nudes, and all the clothes, all the toys
But the
are wooden.
kids, little kids?
Honestly, yeah. And it's just so that everything is kept in exactly the same style. I hate that.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
don't
you
think
can't put
that's
me in the
right.
same basket as them just
Well,
because
you
I
are
won't
a bit-
wear a pair of ugly Crocs.
Yeah, but no, you're not as bad as that, but you're a little bit bad because you're like saying... because you're saying, I don't like that style.
Because they're
No, because
ugly
they
and they're
can
not
wear,
fashionable.
They can wear all the other stuff they want to wear. Like my eldest, he would literally go up. He doesn't even know if he's putting his own clothes on or his brother's, who's about 4 sizes smaller than him. I would let him go out in that. And like when he was little, we'd wear odd shoes, and like I love them showing their personality in those ways.
But just not with Crocs.
But
You
just
just
not
have-
with Crocs. I also don't think they're good for kids because they won't stay on when they're running and
Yeah,
stuff. I
they're
don't
soppy
get
feet.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I'm
but
not a beige person. How dare you?
No, sorry. God, I mean, really, I'm staggered by that, though. The amount of thought that goes into that. I mean, if like, when my kids got to 3 or 4, if they could dress themselves at all, I didn't care what they came out in.
Exactly.
I mean, just whatever you look great, that looks really lovely.
But here's the other good thing about that was in this article was, because I do get quite jealous of those houses, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
All immaculate.
You're sitting on a Sunday with a Sunday supplement, aren't you? You're having
it's really nice.
envy.
Yeah, everything's polished and everything. But luckily, it's really, really bad parenting. Because this was kind of the gist of it, is that actually children need colour. It's really important to have lots of colour and to choose colour. And, you know, yes, you can have a house like Kim Kardashian's got that totally neutral house, hasn't she? But she's got the bedrooms.
She's also got all the
crazy.
staff to clean
But
it.
the bedrooms are crazy, and I think that's the right
But
way.
imagine all the cleaning you'd have to do to keep their clothes clean. Like, it's hard enough for me to keep their shirts clean for school. Do you know what I mean?
We're not into it. Beige we are not. Beige we are not. Still to come. 20 years after they met on Pop Idol, Gareth Gates is going to be here opening up about the death of his friend Darius. And on a mission to tackle the useless dad stereotype, comedian Josh Widdicombe joins us as he releases his very own parenting book. We'll see you soon.
Over her career, this loose legend has edited a national newspaper and run countless TV programmes. Now, Janet walks down the supermarket aisle to check out life as a store manager.
I've always wanted to do this.
Duty manager to customer service desk, please.
It's Janet Street Porter's Life, If Not Loose. Coming soon on Loose Women.
Welcome back to your Friday Loose Women Live. Keeping the conversation flowing this afternoon is Frankie Bridge, Linda Robson, Nadia Sawalha and me, Kay Adams. Sorry, we're all still a little bit in shock at the prospect of Janet working in a supermarket.
Imagine her voice over it.
Oh, my God. Coming up, can you be taught how to be funny, or is it a natural-born gift? We're debating that as a new course offers to teach you comedy basics. And somebody who knows a thing or two about making us laugh, comedian Josh Widdicombe, will be right here with his secret to a good night's sleep with 2 kids, 2 young kids. That's unmissable, absolutely. Now, can you believe it's been 20 years since Gareth Gates shot to fame on Pop Idol?
Gareth Gates.
That's fine, Paul. When you're ready.
Everybody's looking for that something. Just one thing that makes it all complete. You'll find it in the strangest places. Places you never knew it could be. Some find it in the face of their children. Or some find it in the lover's eye.
Oh, I'm very pleased to say Gareth joins us now.
You could have seen his face because he was going. You were in all sorts of pain.
Make it stop, make it stop.
It was adorable.
And we were all nearly crying.
It's emotional seeing your family watching you as well.
That's right. That was 20 years ago now. I feel extremely old now, so thank you for showing that.
You're welcome.
I found that so moving, actually.
Yeah,
I really did. I mean, do you have fond memories of that time?
Yeah, really fond memories. It was 20 years ago, as I said, and you know, it was the first of its kind, well before X Factor and the likes. You know, and so nobody really knew exactly what it was to become. You know, I think that helped us because we all just jumped in head first. You know, and I had lots and lots of success off the back of that. You know, and even 20 years on now, I'm extremely busy. So, yeah, I'm very, very thankful for that too.
And, I mean, I know that there was chat, actually, of a Pop Idol sort of revival tour. And, well, you and I were chatting earlier on, weren't we? And you had a conversation with Darius just weeks before his death. And I was sharing with you my memories of Darius. I met him as a 15-year-old, and what an incredible young man he was. And I know you were incredibly close to him, weren't you?
Yeah. You know, he was always like a big brother to me. And, you know, I was a very young, shy boy in Pop Idol. And, you know, he always took me under his wing. You know, and we spoke literally 2 weeks before he passed, you know, about the show we was about to do. And that kind of hit me hard, you know. Yeah, he was a really, really lovely man. You know, he had a massive heart, and yeah, it was just extremely sad.
Yeah, really sad loss. Yeah.
And you're still performing now, aren't you? 20 years later, you're about to do Panto this year.
Oh, yes, I am.
Hey!
This is your 12th Panto in a row, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it?
They're
I'm
really
up in-
hard work and all, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they are. But I'm up in Hull this year. I'm Jack and the Beanstalk, and so I'll be climbing a beanstalk and slaying a giant, which is always good fun.
All
And
in a day's work.
actually, and actually, when you perform, your stammer completely disappears, right?
Yes, because I have to learn a script and I rehearse it over and over again. You know, I'm also playing a character as well, which helps. You know, yeah. So it's never really an issue, which is great.
And your daughter, Missy,
Missy, yeah.
she's following in your footsteps. She's singing, right?
She's all singing, all dancing. She definitely wants to end up in the industry, and yeah, she's great, bless her.
Do you know what?
amazing.
You actually don't look old enough to have a 13-year-old.
I know.
I mean, how hot is he looking?
Good job, she's over
In makeup, I was like, wow. But you're really into your fitness, though, aren't you?
Oh, yes, yeah. You know, I just feel it helps with, mindset as well as, you know, being physically fit as well.
Yeah.
You know.
I think if you do it for how it makes you feel rather than the way you look, it's easy to keep doing, isn't it? Because it just feels so good.
Having said that, Nadia obviously really appreciates the way you look.
I asked you earlier about having a 13-year-old daughter, and you were like,
It's hard.
It's a big change.
You know, as soon as she starts to talk about boys, I'm like, la la la. Yeah, but she's extremely sensible girl, you know. So I'm kind of fortunate for that, I guess.
You've brought her up well, then.
Well, yes.
Well done.
Yes, I have.
And you know, you are looking great, suntan and everything. I know you've just come off a cruise, haven't you? Because you do a lot of cruise work.
Oh, wow.
And the great benefit of that is that you get to take your mum and dad along sometimes.
Yes, yeah. My mum's constantly with me. Actually, I have to keep on reminding her that it's a working trip and not holiday. Yeah, she enjoys it. I was in the Caribbean literally last week, and you know, it's a great gig. You know, I get to see the world as well as perform as well, so that's nice.
And isn't it your mum's birthday today?
It is.
Oh, right.
She's either 57 or 58. I can't remember.
Oh,
we like to keep it vague.
Yeah. Mum, happy birthday, and I love you. That's the heart.
Well, and the great thing is, I think, because you're saying you're in Panto in Hull, so you're just up the road from your mum, so you get to spend Christmas
Yes,
Day with
yeah, and I've got lots of young nieces and nephews as well, so they're really looking forward to watching Uncle Gareth on stage in a pair of tights.
Hey.
Does your daughter get embarrassed to see you in pants? Is she at that age, or does she come in as well?
Yeah, she's obviously of the age now. She'll be like this on the front row going, oh, God, make it stop.
Even breathing annoys them.
That's right.
They actually say that to me, Mum, you're breathing.
Nadia will be there to watch you in tights.
I don't think...
come along.
I don't think people realise how hard Panto is, because you only actually get Christmas Day off, don't you? You go on Christmas
that's
Eve,
right.
you're back again on Boxing Day.
Yeah, and it's like 2 shows every day. You know, it's hard work. You know, it's lots and lots of fun as well, which is nice.
I always think it looks like so much fun.
Yeah. And then after that, you're on tour. Singing.
Yeah. After that, I do a Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons show.
Oh, I love Frankie Valli.
Yeah, we're doing about 20-odd venues around the UK. Yeah, so that's going to be good fun as well.
Oh, well, it was lovely to see you. Really lovely.
We'll have to come and see you.
Gareth, it's been a real pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much. Gareth Gates, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Still to come, as a new course said, it can teach you the basics of comedy. We're asking, is it possible to learn how to be funny? We'll also be revealing which one of us made someone laugh so hard they ended up in A&E, and hoping that he won't quite have the same effect on us. Comedian Josh Widdicombe is right here revealing his ultimate parenting blunder. We'll see you soon. is releasing his very own parenting book, which doesn't actually contain any parenting advice at all. Comedian Josh Widdicombe is going to be here in about 5 minutes telling us why. But first, it is competition time. How do you fancy winning Christmas? Gawk has all the details.
Christmas has come early with our festive prize package. Merry Christmas! It starts with a fabulous £50,000 in tax-free cash. That will really warm up your bank account. Not only that, we're taking the stress out of Christmas shopping this year by giving you all of this, which includes this 55-inch LG Smart TV, these Apple gadgets including an Apple Watch and iPhone 14, a Dyson vacuum cleaner, these designer bags, a bit of Louis Vuitton, you can't go wrong, a PS5, a Nintendo Switch, these kitchen goodies including a Ninja multi-fryer and KitchenAid, plus this season's must-have top toys. We really do have your Christmas sorted, so if you want all these prizes delivered to your door in time for the big day, then pick up the phone and get entering this competition. For another chance to win, text WIN to 86060. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 786060. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY46, PO Box 7558, Derby DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close on Friday the 2nd of December at 3 p.m. and entrance must be contactable on the 9th of December and for 2 working days after. Good luck.
Now, a bit of an awkward question here, but can you be taught to be funny? A new online comedy course taught by the big gun himself, Sir Billy Connolly, promises to do just that. It's pre-recorded lessons and they include how to write and deliver the best punchlines. So, can you be taught, Nadia, to be funny?
Well...
No pressure.
I think you've got funny bones or you haven't. I think that... I mean, when you think about Judy... It's like, yes, she's great when she stands up, you know, and does her stand-up, but she's just funny, isn't she? She's
When she comes to the meetings, we could just
we
sit
just
and listen to her
laugh
all
the
day
whole
and
day.
laugh.
She's just got funny bones, like Lee, our warm-up guy. The same, just funny, everything they say. And I don't think you can be taught that, but maybe there is a technique to learn how to deliver a joke.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why I'm not a great fan of jokes, because I prefer just natural...
We've all met a lot of comedians who are
Most of them
not
are very
funny.
Yeah.
You know, that when they walk in a room, you know, they're actually quite serious and, you know, they treat it as a kind of art form. So, I mean, Judy's unusual to a certain extent, isn't she? Because she's just like...
Yeah, she's actually funny in person, isn't she?
Yeah.
I feel like poor Josh is going to come on now. We're all going to be like...
Hers isn't jokes, is it? She doesn't really tell jokes.
She literally walks into a room, I think, and she
just tells us what
laugh.
she's been up to, and then we just all start laughing.
You're funny, though.
I never think of myself as funny. Like, I've obviously done lots of comedies over the years.
I was going to say, how many awards for Birds of the Feather?
Not that many.
Oh, sorry.
One, I think.
That's awkward.
OK, but there's multiple series.
No, but I remember...
That was quite funny.
I remember the first comedy series I did was a comedy series called Agony with Maureen Lipman. At the end of it, the director said to me, "You've got really good comic timing."
You have.
And that was the first time I realised I had. But I don't actually think I'm a funny person. But I did get asked to do this cruise, right? They said, "Would you come on and do a 45-minute Q&A?" So I thought, oh, a nice excuse to bring me sisters with me. We'll have a nice little cruise, the 3 of us. Anyway, my sister Debbie couldn't come because she's an anti-vaxxer. And then Tina came...
Drop that one in.
Tina came with me and we had a really good time. And I didn't know what I was going to talk about this 45 minutes. Anyway, when I went on, they had some pictures and clips of things that I'd done over the years. And then I told this story about when I got mugged for a bag of dog's poo. So I had a dog at the time, George, and I was laying in bed with the kids and I could smell this smell coming from downstairs. So I ran downstairs. There was dog poo everywhere, diarrhoea of the dog. So I had a Selfridges bag where I've been Selfridges that day. So I cleaned it all up, put it in the Selfridges bag, went to walk out the door, looked over the road, there was a skip there. So I thought, oh, you're not allowed to put stuff in people's skips, are you? So I'm looking around, make sure no one's there. Going to run across the road, someone punched me in the face and nicked the Selfridges bag. Yeah. So when they got back, they had a bag full of dog's poo. But this woman was laughing so much she had to get taken down to the hospital.
In the cruise
ship. I know, but she was all right at the end of the day. But she said where she was laughing so much, she nearly had a panic attack.
Oh, my God.
So apparently I was very funny that day.
Were you just sitting there passing all the boxes for what she's going to get told off for?
I know.
For what she said.
I nearly said, yeah, S word, but I never said the poo word.
Yeah,
well done.
What I was thinking there is I'm looking at Sir Billy Connolly, who I absolutely adore, his masterclasses, and he goes through becoming a comedian, facing the fear, making yourself vulnerable, you know, goes through all the things. But I don't think anyone could teach you to be you. You know, you know, it's because you're so unself-conscious about it and you just tell these stories naturally. That's what makes you funny. I think
as well, being self-deprecating is very funny.
Yeah.
And a lot of comedians I've met, not all, they
Josh is just coming on.
No, but they're not as good at taking it as they are giving it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, like, sometimes I think on comedy shows and stuff like these panel shows, everyone seems very... It's like almost comedians won't laugh at each other.
All right, OK,
and so for me, somebody that's funny is somebody that shares their laughter back and forth. Whereas if you're just being sat down to and you've got to find this funny and there's no two-way street, I find that a bit odd.
Yeah, it's
but
not
I
very
suppose you
human,
can
is
teach
it?
that, maybe.
Well, listen, we've got our very own
Let's ask
teacher
him.
here, talking of comedy,
Poor
comedian
man.
and dad Josh Widdicombe teamed up with his friend Rob Beckett in lockdown to create the Parenting Hell podcast. Well, 2 years on and tens of millions of downloads later, the podcast is a huge success and is now evolved into a book, and he is here to tell us more. Please welcome Josh Widdicombe.
I was literally stood there going, this couldn't be worse.
But you are very funny, so you
No, but we
thank you,
know you're funny. If we were unsure whether you were funny, we wouldn't have had that conversation.
Yeah, well, I'm not as funny as Judy. You were very clear about that, weren't you?
Nobody's as funny as Judy.
Nobody's as funny as Judy.
No.
She's got funny eyes. No, she's got, like, such funny eyes.
They're very expressionate.
Yeah, they're incredible.
But do you feel that pressure, then, to be funny? Because you're comedian Josh Widdicombe.
On this?
On anywhere.
On TV, yeah, I feel the pressure.
Yeah.
In person, no one wants me being a comedian all the time, right?
I don't know, I feel like people expect it,
No, I think
though,
it's the
don't
complete
they?
opposite. I always get really disappointed when comedians aren't funny in real
Yeah,
life.
I know. Well, yeah, no. Now I remember our date. But no. Yeah, no. You're funny day to day. There's nothing worse than when you meet a comedian and they're not a funny person.
Yeah.
Right? The best comedians are people that are naturally funny.
Yeah. Which you are. You've got funny bones. It's that thing, isn't it?
I know, I've
Just
got
that
funny eyes.
Je ne sais quoi.
So do you think you can teach people to be funny?
You can teach them to be a comedian. You can teach them to get better at being a comedian.
Yeah.
So it's a craft that you learn, like stand-up and all that kind of stuff. There's skills to it. Like, no one's a good stand-up when they start, but you can't teach people to be a naturally funny person.
No.
It's like a footballer could train to get better, but I could never have been a footballer how hard I trained.
Yeah.
Really? I find that surprising.
So you're funny.
She knows about football.
That was just sarcasm.
Yeah, I know,
That's all
sorry,
it
I'm
was.
not
That's
funny,
all
I'm
it
just
was,
sarcastic.
yeah.
I was actually saying earlier that there was something missing from this book.
Yeah.
Because when I got sent your book, it had a condom in it.
Ooh.
That was to everyone.
Yeah, that was to everyone. That was to everyone. We were talking about contraception earlier. And I opened it and left it on the side of my kitchen.
Yeah.
Then my youngest son found it and was like, Mummy, what's this? And I was like, you know, when it's one of those really serious parenting moments. And I was like, you are in big trouble.
I am very sorry about that.
It's like, I can't remember what I said. I think I said, oh, it's like a rubber band. And then that was it. And we moved on.
A balloon.
Yeah.
You should have said a balloon.
Yeah. So thanks for that.
No, I do apologise. So just to be clear on that.
You're really enjoying this woman today, aren't you?
I'll be honest with you, it's been a real
How
start.
comfortable are you, Josh?
I've never been less comfortable in my life. I'll be honest. I'm not feeling funny, I'll tell you that for free. It came with... they were like, you give away a gift when you send it to people. And we said it'd be funny if you put
candles.
So we put me and Rob's face on condoms.
Oh, I love
Or just
that.
on the packet.
That's
just to be
authentic,
clear.
isn't it?
Well, actually, I haven't checked.
In the moment, you pick it out and then do to.
Yeah.
That moment's died.
I know.
Anyway, why don't you tell us about your podcast?
The book. Yeah, I forgot I was here for that.
Yeah.
So the book is me and Rob did the podcast Parenting Hell during lockdown, which you've been on.
Yeah. Which
Getting
was
yourself a free
wildly
condom.
popular.
I know, yeah, thank you so much.
Which became such a success, we wanted to do a book of it, but we wanted to do a book that was kind of separate from the podcast, and a book about our experience of parenting Rob's got 2 kids, I've got 2 kids. And what people liked about the podcast was it was really honest and it was really kind of honest about our failings. So that is a book of failings.
Right.
But
not
it's the
with
best
the...
way to get advice, isn't it?
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah. It's not a book that says this is how to parent. It's a book that says this is what we did and our children are all right so far.
Yeah.
So it could always be worse. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it actually has on 100% no advice guarantee.
Yeah, no advice.
So it does what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
So what is the book not only supposed to do, but what are you trying to say to people with this book? Because it comes from a very male perspective, doesn't it?
It does. I suppose what we're saying is... I think what came out of the podcast, because we only did it as a kind of hobby in lockdown that got out of control. And so we didn't, like, set out with an idea of we want to do this. But I think what's come out of it is... What comes across is through all of our failings and trying to do stuff and it going wrong, is that the main thing is we really care about it. And we really want to be good parents. And that's all you can do. Like, and there's... You're going to mess up and it's going to go wrong and it's going to be difficult and you're going to have meltdowns and all that kind of stuff. Your child and you are going to have meltdowns. And so the only thing you can do is try your hardest, really.
Yeah. And there's a bit of a stereotype as well, isn't there, around men, that they don't really normally... They're not normally interested, they're not normally bothered, and you guys are kind of saying, well, that's not actually true.
Yeah, exactly, because we wouldn't have kind of done this if we didn't care about it a lot. Do you know what I mean? And it's not about us going, oh, it's really awful parenting, isn't it? It's about us going, we're trying, but, God, we keep getting it wrong.
Yeah. Well, you know, when my husband like that, so I'd just love to go to bed one night with that line there, just talking about how we did everything wrong today with our kids.
Yeah.
But I do think that is, like, that's the journey, isn't it? It's like, if you're questioning everything, then surely you're doing a kind of good job.
Exactly. Exactly. Self-doubt's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So... I'm telling myself. I was certainly having some self-doubts, but over there, wait, come on, I'll tell you that.
So, biggest failure that you can share with people, then, just to make them feel better?
First time I took my first baby out for a walk on my own, I locked myself out of the house. And it was like a winter's day, and so we were just stuck outside the house, and my wife was out, and then I bumped into someone who I knew, and he was like, I'll come back to mine, because he had a small kid. And I went back to his, and his kid had flu and gave our kid flu.
Oh, no! Your wife fuming.
That is a big
I just tell her. No, I did. No.
We're going to have to cut this off very quickly, but would you have a vasectomy for Christmas?
What? Can we go back to whether people are naturally funny?
Maybe you can give you one.
Whoa! You've misjudged me, I'll tell you that.
We're going to have to get
That is a compliment.
Josh, it's 5 seconds. It's got to be a yes or no.
Yes, I would. It's a cheap present.
So romantic.
Josh, thanks very much. Josh Widdicombe, everyone. That's it. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. Lots of great guests. Good luck to England in the World Cup this evening. Have a lovely weekend. And hard luck to Wales.